Let's cut across. Shazia is with us. Shazia, the question that I asked you with, number one, you know, the merits of the case we will discuss and we will go into it. But number one, Shazia, ethical, when you come down to it, is a big quandary today because you have a Brijbhushan Sharan who's been charged by Olympians of our country of sexually harassing them is sitting in Parliament. You have Mr. Biduri who got up and used the most communally explicit language is still in Parliament. How is that ethical?
No, they are not ethical, and I'm not talking about those either, because today we are discussing Mahua Moitra and her ignominious suspension from Parliament. And those issues have been discussed not once but many times, and I have been on several channels not defending those either. But here is a very clear question. Questions have been asked on Dhambra Port, on Kolkata Port Trust, on H Energy, at the behest of one business tycoon and a big industrialist, talking about another industrialist. And there is not just talk but actual acknowledgement of the fact done by Mahua Moitra herself, the Honourable MP, I don't know whether I can still call her that, not Honourable, but I mean the MP bit, who admits to having given her login credentials to that particular businessman. And I mean, how is that ethical is also the question. And I think that is the reason. So 2 wrongs or 3 wrongs don't make one right, you see. And we are discussing that. That other bits, yes, where Brijbhushan is concerned, there is an inquiry happening right now as we speak, and is no longer part of the Parliament. As for the other
he is a part of the Parliament, ma'am.
Yes. No, in the sense
he is a part of the Parliament. Mr. Biduri, both are part of the Parliament. They go and attend every session.
He is part of the Parliament, but the fact is that there is an inquiry and investigation in place. Where Biduri is concerned, there was a show cause notice and he has been told off. And I'm not saying what he said was correct. Many of us went out of our way to say, no, we do not agree with this. But right now, do we want to discuss? Do we want to discuss?
Let's discuss. No. I'll tell you why I brought it up.
Do we want to conflate all the issues? Is it about Mahua Moitra? Or you think because Biduri has said what he did, it's all right for Mahua Moitra to actually accept cash / gifts for asking questions? And giving
now let me come. No, I'll tell you why.
Credentials to a businessman and to have 36 visits abroad sponsored by the same
Shazia, nobody
is that
was...
all right?
Okay, no, let me come back. It's not conflating the issue, but when we talk about ethics...
It is an issue.
Let me finish, madam. Let me finish my question to you. When we talk about... Because these were issues which were way before a Mahua Moitra allegations erupted. So, the fact that a Brijbhushan Sharan is still in Parliament, many of us will find unethical, right? And including you, I would hope. But having said that, let's keep that aside. Let's talk about Mahua Moitra. You're right, it's about Mahua Moitra. 3 quick questions and I will bring in Riju Datta. Number one, you talk about cash for query. Where has it been proven that she's taken cash, even in that affidavit? Number one. Number two, there's been no quid pro quo, even as per the affidavit. The questions that she asked on the ports that you just elucidated, nowhere has it been mentioned that it was asked by Mr. Hiranandani for her to take forward. Number three, how can all of these allegations be made without cross-questioning and examining the person in question who has given that affidavit?
Yes. So, Preeti, if you read the affidavit written by Hiranandani himself, he has said very clearly that, yes, I have logged in and this login and credentials were given to me by Mahua Moitra. And that, she was in a hurry. Yes, login, yes. And you think it's all right to give, for a parliamentarian to give her login ID to a corporate group and to her
I'm asking about quid pro quo and money being exchanged.
So why do you think she gave that? Why, when there's the same tender that 2 companies are fighting for, and there is corporate lobbying, which is a reality, and we all know about, and we also know that many corporates use members of parliament to fix their corporate brownie points and use parliamentarians. Why did Mahua Moitra agree to do that? If you see the questions that were asked, and which is why my first answer to you was very, very clear. I spoke specifically of the questions asked by Mahua Moitra, which you are not letting me. Preeti, I don't know what is with you today. Preeti, go on. If you don't want me to answer, it's all right.
Ma'am, you've been talking ad nauseum. Please finish.
It's all right. You carry
Please
on.
finish.
Preeti, I'm not interested at all. I'm not interested. You don't want to hear me. You have.
Ma'am, you are talking.
Right. Carry on. Preeti, I'm not interested at all. I'm not at all interested in answering your questions because you're not interested to listening to me. Ma'am, you've been talking. We all know. No, I'm not talking. I'm not being allowed to finish.
Ma'am, okay, you've spoken. There's a reason why I do this. There's a reason why I do this, ma'am.
Please carry on. Please carry on. No, I should not say. No, actually, it's absolutely fine. According to you, Preeti, it's absolutely fine to have Darshan Hiranandani, a corporate group who represents a big corporate group.
Ma'am, did you hear my question to Riju Datta? You were not patched earlier. Since then, you've been speaking. Therefore, I'm allowed to cross-question you. I'm the anchor. But go ahead, make your point. I'll go to Riju Datta after that.
Well, the questions on Dhamra Port and Kolkata Port Trust, where clearly there is a business interest of Darshan Hiranandani and not just do the energy company, knowing this very well, that whether it's telecom or real estate or IT or shopping malls or energy, in all these 5 sectors, where on which Mahua Moitra has asked questions not once but many times over. In fact, out of 61, she's asked 50 times the questions related to these are directly in conflict and business interest, corporate interest of one group. And that group happens to have her login credentials, and you think it's all right?
I'm not the one to think anything. Clearly, the Ethics Committee has thought otherwise. But Riju Datta, I want to bring you in. But the point that I was making, Shazia Ilmi, is that in the affidavit, nowhere does the quid pro quo tantamount, nowhere does an exchange of money come into question. That was my only submission. That's what I was saying, Shazia Ilmi.
I disagree with that also, Preeti, because you know why? Mahua herself has said, oh no, he didn't help me with the plans.
Okay, I want to, okay, ma'am, now please, let's be fair. Let me bring in Riju Datta. Okay, Riju Datta, please come in, answer to all those charges. Mahua Moitra was given fair amount of time to make her, submissions in front of the Ethics Committee. She chose to walk out, and the BJP has given it to theatrics and optics on that day. She had enough time to clear her stand.
Preeti, before I got cut, you asked me why you are playing the woman card. Because if you remember, when the Ethics Committee asked her to question, what is the case here? The case here is Darshan Hiranandani in an affidavit says that yes, I have accessed her ID and password, and apparently the allegation by Jay Anand Dehadrai and by Nishant Dubey, she has taken money to ask questions on behalf of a group, of an industrialist. Now, I am coming here to the moot points. The affidavit is not even worth the piece of paper it is written on. If somebody has given a bribe, if somebody has taken a bribe, if that is a crime, the person who has given a bribe.
Riju Datta, there's a fair point Shazia Ilmi has made. A fair point Shazia Ilmi has made. You have your MP who has shared her login with somebody else. That in effect is unethical, Riju Datta.
Right. Now you are talking about ethics. Now, please, I challenge from India today, from Narendra Modi to Chandrasekhar to Shazia Ilmi, show me one piece of paper, one article, one section of parliamentary rules and procedures where it categorically says a member of the parliament cannot share her login ID and password.
Please, Shazia Ilmi, please respond and then we close the show. Shazia Ilmi, please respond.
So Preeti, through you, I would like to ask this question from Riju ji. Riju ji, do you think it's absolutely fine for a member of parliament to do corporate lobbying?
Ma'am, don't interrupt Riju Datta. Please don't interrupt.
Riju ji, very kindly listen to me. This is a submission. Is it all right for a corporate group to use an MP's credentials, one, and to have all the questions that would benefit him to be asked from a member of parliament, and for the member of parliament herself not to give information about 36 of her foreign visits abroad, for which is mandatory for every member of parliament to at least inform the House. None of that was done. And for Darshan
20 seconds, Riju Datta, I need to close the show.
To admit to the fact that he is in fact
20 seconds, let me allow it.
Of the trip. sponsor.
Darshan Hiranandan is the blue-eyed boy of BJP because his largest investment is in Uttar Pradesh.
Okay, well,
and the second point
in midst of all of this,
Preeti, can I finish?
With due respect, I'm sorry I've run out of time, Riju. I'm sorry, you got cut off. I'm sorry I've run out of time. Apologies there to both our panelists if they wanted to get in an extra minute with that.